Hello everyone and welcome back to A Kinda Crafty Kenzie. I am so excited y'all are here today. I have another Thrift Flip collab for you guys, so let's go. For this first DIY, I'm going to take this adorable little wicker basket and I am just going to give it a light coat of my plaster chalk paint by Waverly. I just don't really care for brown baskets. I don't know, it's just something about, I don't know, they make me sad. So I colored it to plaster, but I did like that brown kind of shining through. I thought it made it look a rustic and a farmhouse, which is what we love here. Now I'm just going to put some floral foam down inside that little basket, and I'm just going to add some of this reindeer moss. This is my absolute favorite moss you can get at Dollar Tree. I couldn't find it for the longest time, and my dear friend Kelly sent me some. Bless you, you are the best. And then I was able to find a lot, so I stocked up. So after that, I am just going to go ahead and add some of these little pieces. I cut pieces off of a pick from Amazon, you guys. I will have this linked down below, and I have these little floral pieces in white, yellow, and purple. They're so adorable, they look realistic, and I love it and love this little DIY. Today's video is extra special because you are getting a twofer. I am doing a collab with Liz from MOORE Decal and Decor today, and I am so excited. If y'all don't know about her channel already, you're going to be so grateful that I am telling you about her. Her stuff is absolutely adorable, and I am a huge fan. I watch her videos all the time. She is so amazing and talented, super sweet, funny, and I just adore her so much. Not only has she have a great channel here on YouTube, she also has an adorable little craft store that you guys have got to go check out, where she cuts out wood pieces for sale that y'all can DIY too. If you are new to my channel today, I just want to take a second and say welcome. My name is Mackenzie, aka Kenzie. I am a stay-at-home mom to 3 little girls, and I am from a very small rural town in Pennsylvania. I am obsessed with anything to do with home decor, so I love to DIY, repurpose, turn trash to treasure, craft, upcycle, recycle, and of course a thrift flip. So if you love stuff like that, you are gonna love it here. I can also be found over on Instagram and on Facebook, all under Kinda Crafty Kenzie, and all of those links are in my description box of this video and in my bio. Now let's craft some more. For this next flip, I am going to take this cute little cutting board decor piece that I also got from Goodwill along with the basket in the first DIY, and I just removed that price sticker and that little bow. That plaque had already fallen off, so it saved me some time and energy because I was going to remove it anyway. And then I decided to go ahead and give this a decent coat of the plaster chalk paint. I didn't know if I wanted to go for like a full coverage look, but I knew I wanted to sand it because I definitely wanted to bring some of that natural wood tone through. So yeah, I just gave it a decent coat of plaster, and yeah, you know, kid found the tripod. What else is new? And then after it was all nice and dry, I sanded it pretty hard. I did a lot of sanding in this video, you guys, and I'm not gonna lie, like my hand was tired after these DIYs were done. But yeah, I don't really have a fancy sander. This is what I use, so it is what it is. Then I took this stencil that I got from a pack from Walmart. It was like a Farmhouse pack of stencils, and I just took the top of the windmill and I took some truffle chalk paint, and I just kind of did like the dab effect with a stencil brush just to give it like a distressed look paint job, you know what I mean? So after I did that with truffle, then I did come in with some elephant gray chalk paint on top of that, just to kind of, I wanted it to look like a rusty windmill, but obviously it still needed to be a little bit gray because you know, windmills are gray, right? Well, they are in my world. So that's what I did here, you guys. So after it was all nice and dry, and then I went back over that windmill with some of my plaster chalk paint to make it look even more distressed and even more faded. And I absolutely love doing this. I just think it just does so much more to something. And then I went back over it with some sandpaper and got those edges where I like kind of hit it with some of that plaster chalk paint. To make the hanger for this little cutting board, I just took some nautical rope and like unbraided it, and took like the single strand that you can get when you do that, and just tied it through the little hole and gave it like a double knot at the top to make like a nice rustic looking hanger. You could either hang this or just set it on your counter or even a tier tray, but what is super cute is those little knobs at the bottom could even hold like a recipe card, so I think this is adorable. If you guys did not see my Goodwill haul, it will be linked below and linked in the iCards above. You guys should go back and check it out because you can see where the majority of the DIYs for this video came from, along with my previous Thrift Flip collab video that will also be linked in the description box below, that you guys could see some other finds from Goodwill that I flipped. Wow, why does that tongue tie me so much? But anyways, this chair was only $2.99, as you can see, and I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it and knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. I was so excited. My husband did help me, you guys. As you can see, he kind of cut, he cut slits in the chair, like to make it look like the back of a chair. So the Santa was definitely helpful because it like created a backing of this chair. I don't know. The words aren't coming to my brain quite right, but y'all see what's happening and you see where I'm going with this. Now, I did decide to cover this in white chalk paint. If I could do it over, because this took a hot minute, I would probably spray paint it. And I had every intention to paint this with 2 coats to really cover this chair in like this really deep green-blue color. But as I was painting and watching how it was drying, I was really loving the look. I could just see like this like rustic chair sitting on your farmhouse porch, you know, kind of like that dark color wood shining through and like old white paint chipping off. And I was just like, yes, I don't even want to give this another coat. This is exactly what I want this to look like. Now, I did take a piece of sandpaper, and don't make fun of my sandpaper. I am totally out of my 60 grit, so this I got from my husband, and as you can see, it's a big old circle because it goes on a sanding tool thing. I don't know. I just sand with my hands, and they are so tired. But anyways, I needed something rough because this was not easy to sand. There was a lot of like little spaces to get into, and if I had to really sand to get through a couple coats of paint to get down to that natural wood. So a few places I went straight down to that natural wood, and a few places I kept it like where like that dark green blue color was coming through. And I just thought that this was just looking perfect. Like I was so excited. Like the more I sanded, the more excited I was, which was good because it took my mind off the pain of my hand and how tired it was. So then I decided that I wanted to create a little like pillow. I could just picture this chair sitting on a porch with like a little pillow on it and maybe like a flower pot or something. So I knew what I wanted to do. So I took this piece of fabric, and it's one of those like little fabric 12 by 12 squares that you can get from Walmart for like 97 cents, and it's like a dark gray and white stripe, as you can see. And I just like made my own little pillow. I just cut it into like a, you know, kind of like a rectangular shape. Wasn't really fussy about it being the perfect size, didn't really matter. And I just glued it together inside out, and then you leave one side open, and then you just turn it right side out. And then I don't have any polyfill, plus it's like pretty expensive, and it's not like you're going to actually use this pillow. I mean, like maybe a Barbie doll would, but you know, we're not. So I just use cotton balls. So after I had it all stuffed, then I closed the end, and I decided that I just did not like that end the way it looked. So I did trim it a little bit, and then I ended up just kind of like gluing it together and like flapping it over, and I like that look a lot better. I just thought that that looked like more put together and that it matched the other end a lot better. And don't mind my head, I get really into my work sometimes. So this little pillow was just so perfect, and for like 97 cents for a hunk of the fabric and like what, a million pieces of cotton in a bag for $1, I thought it was perfect. So I needed one of my little willow wreaths to create a little wreath for my chair, and I could not find them. But I get them from Amazon, and they will be linked below for you guys. But this is one that I made actually back around Valentine's Day that really needed to come off that door anyway. And if you're curious about that door, yes, I made that, and I can link the video below. It's a Christmas video where I made the door in it, but I am in love with that door, and I love to switch out like a little wreath on it for the season. So this wreath needed to come off anyway. So I just took some of this greenery. It's like it almost kind of reminds you of like, I don't know, maybe like a eucalyptus or something. I don't know. It's a greenery and it's a garland, and I'm pretty sure that it came from Amazon. It's like a mini one, as you can see. It's perfect for wrapping these little wreaths with, or just using it for, you know, something small when you don't want to use like a big hunk of greenery for like a tiny piece or something. So it was really inexpensive, if I can remember correctly. I've had this for quite a while, and you get a lot, and if I can find it, I will link it for you guys. But this took a hot minute, and that little greenery got beat up, as you can see, but I finally got a little wreath wrapped. Then I took one of these terracotta pots from the Dollar Tree that I already had painted with white chalk paint, because I had it for a previous project but ended up not using it, so that was perfect. And then I just took some of that elephant gray chalk paint and kind of distressed over the pot, because I didn't want it to be like white on white, and I wanted the pot to match my little pillow. So then I just put a little piece of floral foam in the bottom to cover the hole, hot glued some of more reindeer moss in there, and then added some floral pieces. These came from Joann Fabrics, and I got these back towards like, I think like between Valentine's Day and Easter. And then these little greenery pieces actually came from a pick from the Dollar Tree. I mix and match my stuff all the time, guys, but it looks good, so I like it. And I absolutely love the way this DIY turned out. I'm obsessed. I just think this is the cutest little farmhouse piece. I mean, I just absolutely love it. I can just picture this on somebody's porch, and I love it. You guys will have to let me know what you think, and let me know what you would have did differently. But you can style this a couple different ways. But I'm in love with this, and just can't get enough of it. Hands down, my favorite DIY of this video. It wasn't hard, but it was like kind of tedious to do. You know what I mean? But I love it. For my next DIY, this was actually not purchased at Goodwill. This was given to me by my grandfather. I was hunting around in his woodshed because he was really big into woodworking and, you know, hand carving things, painting things, doing all the same things that I love to do. Him and my grandmother were actually kind of like a team. A lot of the times he would cut things and put them together, and then she would paint them, decorate them, etc. Kind of like my husband and I, so it's kind of sweet that we kind of have like the same team thing going on as my grandparents did. You know, back in the day when they used to do this as well. So I love to go through his woodshed and find old pieces of wood and like old knobs and handles and just really cool rusty like stuff. It's just so fun to incorporate that stuff into my DIYs, and then like have a little piece of my grandparents in with my things as well. So I'm really nostalgic, you guys, so I just love anything handmade and hand-me-down, and it's just really special to me. But as you can see, I'm just giving this a good coat of the celery green chalk paint. I did give this 2 coats because I had a really good plan of what I wanted to do, and I needed it to be nice and vibrant. I probably could have skipped the 2 coats in the end, because I kind of shifted gears a little bit on exactly what I did, but it is what it is. So after the green celery was nice and dry, I went over it with like a chip brush from Dollar Tree, and I went over it with some plaster. And I really love the effect of plaster and celery together. I thought it was like a really nice spring, refreshing farmhouse color combination. But I did not, I don't know, I was loving it, but I was like, oh, I really want some more of that celery to come back through. So after I got it painted with the plaster how I liked it, and as you can see, I didn't do like full coverage, I just kind of, you know, did it here and there. I went back over it a little bit more with the celery, and then it was perfect. You guys have seen me do this like technique with glass, and that's a lot easier to sand than solid wood. So I wasn't sanding all of that, but I did end up sanding this, as you'll see here in a minute. So that is why, you know, my poor little hand. But anyways, so then like I said, I went back over it with some of that celery, and I definitely loved it, because then it kind of looked like what color is this supposed to be? It's just like a green and plaster, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it looks so nice. I love it, you guys. I love it. I love celery, the color, not the vegetables. I love it.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down.
So like I said, I did sand this and I wanted to really get down to that natural wood. So it did take some elbow grease because I put 3 coats of paint on it. Plus it had like that finishing varnish on it to protect the wood. So I had to use, I had to dig deep and I had to use my muscles and my muscles were tired. I know you guys are going to make fun of me for using a piece of sandpaper instead of getting like a sanding tool or, you know, using a normal sander. But my husband is in the process of getting my little crafting she shed finished. He's been working so hard on getting that done for me and I am so excited to reveal it to you guys and so excited to move out there. But until then, I kind of have to work with what I have available. So now I'm going to take these little terracotta pots that I got from the Dollar Tree, you know, a little pack of 3 you can get for $1 that you can like never get home in one piece. But look, I had to document the moment. 1, 2, 3. They are all safe and sound. So after that, I went ahead and just gave these a 1 coat of this Nimbus chalk paint. I love this color, you guys. A lot of you comment like, what are you saying? Are you saying Memphis? No, I'm saying Nimbus. And I tried to show it so you guys could see. It's kind of hard to find. So when I find it, I grab it if I need it or not. And I get it at Walmart. But it's such a pretty light gray. I love it. Then I just took some floral foam because I always love to take a little hunk of floral foam and glue it down in these little pots. 1, to kind of cover that hole so that the moss doesn't fall through, and 2, to obviously have something to put like your little floral picks into so they're not just kind of like floating in the moss. So after I put those in there, I went ahead and glued some of that reindeer moss down in there and then just added some little picks that I had from the Dollar Tree. I just cut off some of like the little yellow flowers that came off of one of those little floral picks. I definitely have got my money's worth out of these floral picks from Dollar Tree, and eventually my hands will catch up with my mouth and you will see what I'm talking about. Oh, there they are. But I literally, like, I cut these up and use these in so many different projects, and when you get this whole piece for $1, to me that is so worth it because it just goes a long way. So, and I really love the way like the yellow and the green look with the Nimbus, and then how they're gonna look with the celery green and plaster on the heart shelf. Look how pretty that is. I'm obsessed, you guys. I just love it. So now I'm going to use E6000 and hot glue combo to attach these little terracotta pots to the shelf. I probably could have just hot glued them down, but I don't know. I wanted that extra little bit of security, so I went ahead with some E6000 as well. I don't have any plans of tearing this apart. I liked how all the colors coordinated together, so it's definitely not something that I will like be switching out the floral. And if you really wanted to, you could still pull those little picks out and switch out the floral, but the pots are they're just gonna stay there. So I love the way this turned out, you guys. And here comes the final reveal on all the projects that I made here today.
You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I've been having a lot of fun flipping these thrift finds. This is definitely something new to my channel, and I wasn't sure if I was going to really enjoy it because I know you guys like me to work with pieces that you can find more readily available, like at the Dollar Tree or Walmart or Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something. But there's just something about going to a thrift store or even like a yard sale, garage sale, etc., and finding like someone's trash, something that someone just like got rid of, didn't want anymore, giving it a home, giving it a little makeover, and like making it just pretty again. I don't know, that is so weird. I know it sounds so weird, but I just love like repurposing stuff and making them come to life again. So you guys will have to let me know down below which one was your favorite. I always love to hear. Usually I don't have a favorite, but y'all already know that chair is in my heart so big, and of course that heart shelf is already in my heart because that was given to me by my grandfather and he handmade that. So it literally is made by him and I, and that's something special that I'll cherish forever and then hand down to my girls and hopefully get handed down to their kids and etc. So anyways, you guys, don't forget to go over to Liz's channel. Tell her I sent you. Give her a big thumbs up on her video. Subscribe. You're going to love her. Make sure you check out her shop. I have so much of her stuff already that I can't wait to show you guys what I've been doing with. She is so amazing, and her DIYs, she's so inspirational, and I feel so honored and privileged to be able to collab with her. She's so sweet and funny, and I don't know, I just adore her. I'm such a fangirl, you guys. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you real soon in my next DIY. Bye!
Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting